One bathroom plus a hot story, and I give you the LOO. There are many types of girls that can be seen in the ladies' room, as you may already know from my weekly stories or from your own personal experiences. We all have a story. For some reason, in the LOO, some women like to openly share theirs. Friday night, and all I did was observe. I had a crowded bathroom around 11:30. Two girls entered the LOO, Zoe and Claire. I saw them waiting in line, looking ever so drunk and happy. Claire began talking about how she studied for months, and in the end, she did not pass her bar exam, as she found out that evening. She began telling her friend how it was a waste of her time and money to take the exam, and how her passing the exam was more important to her parents than her. At that point, she began to cry and pulled out a mini bedazzled flask. That's when Zoe suggested they do more tequila shots. At the same time, I noticed this girl stumbling into the LOO, skipping the line and making her way to the mirror as she pushed a few girls out of her way. She strutted through the crowd wearing a tiara with a lit up birthday sash with such confidence and began dancing in the middle of the bathroom. She was celebrating her 21st birthday. At least that's what her sash said, as well as her yelling out that she was celebrating her 21st birthday. I was very surprised at who I saw next. It seems like it was a night of celebrations and tears. There was a bride-to-be who came out of a stall, dressed in a white bodycon dress, along with a tiara and sash. She exited the stall with a friend. Her makeup was smeared, one falsy eyelash was off, and she was crying. She was hanging on to her friend and very loudly announcing how she did not want to marry Sammy, her fiancé. So, she began saying how she did not love the guy, and it was her family who arranged the marriage. These girls stood out to me. Usually it's just one or two that typically capture my attention, but this time, it was different. At that moment, I realized I had a law student who failed the bar exam, a wild 21-year-old who was very drunk, as she should be, and a bride-to-be who should be enjoying her bachelorette party, but instead crying because she is being forced to marry a man she doesn't love. Another woman entered at the same time. She looked happy, she looked fun, and she was free. Okay, the free part was her telling her friend that she was finally free from her 20-year-long marriage. She looked to be in her 40s, which was pretty interesting because since working at this club, I had not seen any woman past age 35 or so. But then again, it's LA, where everyone looks younger than they appear to be. This newly divorcee was apparently having a divorce party at the club, bottle service and all. What drew me into these women was that on some level, they were connected. The divorcee saw the bride-to-be and approached her. She congratulated her, which was pretty bizarre as she was celebrating her own occasion, which was her divorce party. The newly 21-year-old, who had a martini in one hand, approached the bride-to-be, congratulated her as well. The bride began to cry, again, falling to the floor and ripping off her tiara and sash. It was a little bit dramatic, but I felt her pain. It's unfortunate that the bride was not a drinker, because clearly she needed something to calm her down. Claire, the law student, and Zoe somehow found a way to make themselves comfortable on the bathroom floor, which was not a good idea. Claire noticed all the excitement going on. She left Zoe, who was busy texting, and approached the bride-to-be. Soon, her, Claire, the divorcee, and the birthday girl had come together, all sitting on the bathroom floor. The bride had shared with them why she was crying. Then, without hesitation, the divorcee began crying and telling them how she missed her ex-husband and that she was scared she'd never find love again. Claire shared how devastated she was about failing her exam and how she had failed her parents. Then, for some strange reason, the birthday girl started to cry. I still couldn't figure out her reason for crying. Maybe the alcohol got her emotional. I don't know. It was like a game with this group of 4 women. Who could cry first and who could cry next? It could have been the alcohol. It could have been the hormones. Or it could have just been simply that they were unhappy. In the end, the 4 women got up, looked into the mirrors, fixed their makeup, and smiled as they walked out of the safe zone. I doubt they become bathroom besties, but they did share a common ground, which was pain. And those were the 4 crybabies of the night, some with a purpose, and some who just wanted to join the game.